So last session, if you remember, we practiced drawing to have a conversation with each other so you could let me know what you were thinking since it's hard for you to speak sometimes. So I just want to practice that a bit more today at the very beginning, because what we're then going to do is actually try to have a conversation with our drawings with each other so that it's interactive, and I'm going to draw too. Okay, so let's just practice drawing a little bit. I'm going to think of something, and if you think of it, you draw it on the paper. So I'm thinking of a piece of fruit that is juicy and hard and round, and it can be red or green, sometimes yellow, and you can bite into it or cut it into pieces. I think that's an apple. Did you draw an apple? Yeah. I know one of the things that you like to do is gardening. Can you tell me about another hobby that you enjoy? Oh, okay. Is this maybe a book? All right. And then you drew a lot of things on top of it, but it's not really clear. Can you draw maybe just this thing? Oh, so are those photos? Oh, do you like to scrapbook? So you like scrapbooking, that's great. I have no experience scrapbooking, I've never done it, so you'll have to teach me about it. But since scrapbooking is something you really like to do, and it might be a word you like to say, I want you to try to draw a scrapbook one more time, and after you draw it, we're going to try to say the word scrapbook too, since it might be something you say often, okay? So why don't you draw it one more time? Looks really good. Very good. Okay. Are you done with your drawing? Yeah, that looks like a nice scrapbook. Can we try to say the word scrapbook? Scrap. Good, that's the first part. Book. Good job. Scrapbook. So last week we talked about making scrapbooks and how that's one of the hobbies that you really enjoy, right? Okay, so I thought it might be fun if we tried to work towards actually making a scrapbook together, and maybe with your granddaughter too, because she's the one who always does it with you. Okay, do you think that would sound like a good idea? All right, so I was thinking that since I've never made one before, I need someone to kind of walk me through the steps, because I've never done this, and you're the expert because you do it all the time. So if we're gonna make a scrapbook, we'll need a list of things to get. So I was wondering if you could tell me about some things that you usually need to make a scrapbook. I see you drew, is that tape? Okay. Would you also maybe need some glue? Okay.
I have a question. So I noticed that you drew the glue when you were speaking. Do you always want to be drawing while you're speaking? Just drawing back and forth?
Yes, because you want to make sure that the drawing is interactive, just like when you're having a verbal conversation. One person says something, another person says something. I want to be always drawing when I speak, as she's drawing when she's communicating, so that we're continuing to have that interactive conversation.
That makes sense.
Okay, so you're going to have to be the one to tell your granddaughter the list of what to buy to make the scrapbook. So I want us to try to practice saying tape and glue, since those are two of the things we drew. So can you draw it again? Draw tape again first, and we'll say tape, and then we can draw glue again first and say glue, all right? You can look at me too. Tape. Tape. Good job. All right, let's try glue. I'm gonna draw it first. Okay, I can say it first if you want. Glue. Glue. Good. All right, is there anything else we're gonna need to buy too? Is that like a cookie sheet? No? Can you maybe try to draw it again another way? I'm sorry, I really don't know what that is. So this is gonna happen. It's hard to draw and instead of talking. So sometimes you're gonna wanna try to say it. So can you maybe try to say this word?
Stop.
Oh,
Stop.
like stickers? Oh, great.
Okay, so I thought today maybe we can make a scrapbook. All right, so where do you think the pictures should go on the first page? Yeah, that looks great. So what do we need to do first then? So scissors, okay. Okay, so I guess let's go ahead and cut the pictures, okay? How would you like them cut? Do you want them in a circle, a triangle, a square? Circle? Okay, Grandma, so now we need to stick the picture on. What should we stick it with? Tape? Good, that looks great. So I think now, now that we have one of the pictures on, I think we need to put a title. What do you think could be a good title?
Great.
Graduation? My graduation? Perfect. Okay, so your therapist wanted us to just kind of fill out this scale so she can keep tabs on how this drawing therapy is going and how it's working. So let's go ahead and answer some of these questions so we can give it to her. So number 1 is drawing is helpful in conversation with others. Never, seldom, sometimes, generally, always. Generally. Drawing relieves frustration during communication with others. Generally. And the last one, drawing helps me use verbal speech. Good, that's good, Grandma.